Hello viewers, welcome to QS tab. In this video, we are going to see the Backend Automation Framework creation with Spring Boot. This is the part 1 of the video. So as part of this video, we will be creating a Backend Automation Framework. So before we start the coding part, let's discuss what are the various components of a Backend Automation Framework. First and the foremost is the configuration files. So any automation framework has to have certain properties, and the first one is the framework should be configurable. By configurable, I mean that if you want to run the same framework in different regions, it should have the flexibility to do so. Also, if you have to change the configurations respective to one environment, like the application URLs, DB host IPs. So all these things should be configurable and should not be part of your code. It should be separate in a property file, which can be changed depending upon the region in which you will be executing it. So configuration. The next part is the common library functions. So under common library functions, we will be creating certain libraries, reusable components, which can be used throughout the execution. Next is the test scripts, which is nothing but the test cases you'll be creating. And last is the execution results. So execution results are always stored in a separate folder to keep them separate from the code base. Now let's see all these individual components. So starting with the configuration files. So configuration files are the part of resources. They are usually .property files, which could be kept under resource folder or under the main root folder. Then next we have common library functions. Under common library functions, if we are going ahead with the Spring framework, we need to have some test config component where we have to define the test config details. We see this in detail once we start the coding. Then we have helper methods. So it's highly suggested that if you are using certain methods again and again, so you can keep those methods in separate classes, and instead of writing code for the same method again and again, you can call these methods from these reusable classes. So here the helper method is doing the same. Next is we have builder method. So builder pattern, as the name suggests, you might have heard the term builder pattern, which is used to create objects with optional constructors. So here in our case, if you want to create the request body, we'll be using the same concept to come up with the builder pattern methods. Then next is the reporter. So under this reporter package, we will be having reporter classes or functions. Next, we have models. So these model, and inside this component, we'll be having the Pojo classes for the request bodies. Now coming to the test script, we'll be having the test cases, and this will be under, in case you're using a Maven project, this will be under the test folder. Then next we have execution results, so which will be created in execution results folder. So it depends how you are generating a report. In case you are using a already built-in TestNG report or Maven report, this folder could be different, and you can also customize the reports to be generated in a specific folder. So this is an overall idea of what a backend automation basic framework consists of. We could have a number of enhancements as well, but for the start, we are going to begin with very basic framework that would suffice. So let's dive into the coding part now.